This week, it's an unbelievable meetup with magicians underground, learning from the wizard, Michael Ammar. He's a wizard. Don't look at me that way.
Remember when there was only one set of footprints? That's when this episode was brought to you by GameFly. Welcome to the only show whose name is an anagram for Class Mooch. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. And this week we begin an amazing set of episodes. We put together a meetup at Misdirections Magic Shop right here in San Francisco with a world champion magician and the individual who taught me half of the amazing crap that I know in magic. His name is Michael Ammar. You're going to get to see a lot of him. You're going to look him up on the internet and your brains are going to explode with the awesome. Let's go check it out.
Okay, this is actually not even my deck of cards, but make sure it's just what it seems to be, a regular, ordinary deck of cards. You can mix the cards, make sure there's no prearrangements or anything like that. And I'm going to have you sign your name on one.
Okay.
Now, your name on this card is more important than what the card is. So pick a card that lets your name stand out.
She's really working this.
You know, like a low spot card, so that your name is what it's about. And it doesn't matter if I see it.
There's a card missing.
Oh, she's looking for one particular card.
One particular card. Which card are you looking for?
The Ace of Diamonds.
The Ace of Diamonds is gone.
Yeah.
Yes. That's trick. That's good.
Thank you. Write your name really big, as if it had to be read from like 10 or 12 feet. Very nice. And put today's date on there.
What is it?
It's 11 bajillionth of Turbsuary.
That's very nice. And everybody sees her card every time you see it. There's no question. That's faith. And if you would, put it into the put it in the deck anywhere you want. Very nice. Can't get any more fair than that. Can you? Right? I mean, she gets whatever card she wants. She signs her name on the face of it. She put it in herself. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to leave it right here so it never leaves her sight. I need one other thing. You know what that is, of course.
A rubber band.
It's a variable tension gripper. Very expensive.
She was inordinately excited about that rubber band.
Technology. And I use that to lock that deck just as you've shuffled it. Okay, now you remember your card. What was it? The Ace of Clubs. Somewhere down in the center of the deck. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get down here like this. See, I don't have to stand here and beg for applause. Your card, somewhere down in the center of the deck. If I take the deck and I toss, one card sticks to your face. Is that your card? Is that your name signed on the face of it? Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself. You know, you're thinking, what about the rubber band? That's the secret. Did you see the little bump on there? Little piece of Velcro? That's the secret. It comes apart at this spot, right there. It comes right here, right? Now the card sticks to the ceiling, then the two pieces go back together again, pretty much like that. That's how that one's done. It's real small on the inside. It says, Misdirections, Joe Pon's San Francisco Magic Shop. It's a souvenir.
Oh my God.
Can't say I didn't give you a souvenir.
All right, no lie. I remember learning the card on the ceiling when I was in my early days of magic, but of course I'm not gonna say it's too good for Scam School, but it does require some special apparatus. People should see, where can people learn the card on the ceiling?
Michael Ammar Magic.
.com. There you go. That's good. Nice
Michael
plug.
Ammar Magic.
All right, but the important thing is the second part where you break apart the rubber band is one of my favorite impromptu tricks. It may be the best impromptu trick out there.
It's
and
many
it is
things
perfect for
going
Scam
for it.
School.
Yeah. Would you like to learn it? You know what? Even the rubber bands are surprised.
That's right.
that we're going to be talking about this.
Don't reveal the magic, Michael.
What makes it so good is that there's nothing extra. There's nothing hidden in
No
your
secret
hands.
props.
When you break it, you get to show it, and there's nothing hidden at the end, you know? So those things combine to make it just a great anytime, anyplace thing. And it's the beauty, it's the properties of the band That is the method.
So tell
the
me
fact
this
that
before-
it stretches.
Before we go any farther, is there a special kind of rubber band that you need, or are there rubber bands that are better for
You know,
this?
the thinner the rubber band, the better the illusion of singularity when those two strands come together. So if
Right.
you've got a big, thick rubber band, it's not going to mesh as well. Now, these are number 16. This is a good size, both for the card-on ceiling and a bunch of the rubber band stuff that refers to its circumference. But that's really all that's happening. Now, there's two kind of approaches to the get ready. There's a really simple, and then there's one that's a little more finessey.
Okay, but
Right?
the basics is essentially the entire method is you have two sides
You're
squeezed
just
together so they look like
pulling the
one.
rubber band so that it looks like a single strand.
That is extraordinarily
And that's the
elegant
method.
and simple. All right.
And that's why there's nothing to hide. But there's ways of getting into it. Now, the simple method is just pinching this little loop right there. And later on, that's what they're going to hear for the break, is it's going to be just that little piece doing that. Now, this piece, you just do this. So now that looks like a single strand. Pinch this. Now, there's nothing here. That's just kind of an illusion, but you act like you break it.
So you don't even necessarily
and
match
you
it
do
all
that,
the way up.
and you do that.
You let
You
there be
restore it.
you let there be a gap between the one end and the other, and you
Right,
just imply
that full circle is tough to. That's where it takes some real practice.
Right.
But you can get into it this quick.
right.
Break it, put it back together.
All right,
it
here,
goes
you
back
guys
together.
try this. Let me see all three of you guys.
Okay.
So how do you get into the position where you get the...
Okay. So from here, now the left little finger, just the little finger, pinches, just the end. Now the right little finger pinches. So now you've got this going from here up to here, and then the left index finger and thumb takes that little loop from here. This one. Because that's the one that you end up doing, creating that real convincing.
It's that sound that really
It broke,
hits
yeah.
you on another level.
And the rest of your body also said, it's, I broke it.
Well, and that's a really good point, because such good magic, it doesn't just rely on any one aspect. It's not in your hands, it's in your body and your posture. In fact, if I
They're
may,
processing all that, whether they know it or not. It's like,
in fact,
this?
the first time I ever saw this effect, the way the guy did it for me, his name was Glenn Filer out of Austin, Texas. He set it up, he said, I got one, it's a really good one, but you need a strong rubber bit. And like that disappointment registered, and I felt bad. I was like, oh no, dude, you could do it. He's like, no, hold on, I got this. And he goes, and then rubs it together, and then restored the rubber band. And in that moment, it was like he was a real wizard to me.
Harry Lorraine first published this in Reputation Makers, and that was the plot that I did for the longest time. I do this, I go, do you have a rubber? Oh, shoot. But here, if I do this, it goes back together.
Right.
Now, for the longest time, he's got a little more sophisticated way of getting into it. If you want to learn that,
Absolutely, yeah. The advanced version.
All right, so you got the wheel, you got penicillin, you got the Beatles, and then you got GameFly. How great is GameFly? It's brilliantly simple. For $15.95 a month, you sign up, they send you all-you-can-eat games for all of your handhelds or your consoles, new and classic titles, over 8,000 of them. You play them, you send them back, you never have to buy them or nothing, but when you do fall in love with one of those games, and you will, because we all have that one game that we're in love with, just click Keep It, and you'll get the game at a discounted rate. They'll send you the manuals and the box and everything. It's freaking amazing. Best part is, they want you to play games for freezies and make us money at the same time. Just go to gamefly.com/scamschool, sign up for the 2-week trial, play all the games you want, and then say, backsies, bro. I ain't giving you any money. Sorry, GameFly. Thanks for giving money to Scam School, though. And then you could twiddle your mustache and put it in your monocle and drive off in your locomotive, because you're clearly from the 1800s. GameFly.
In the end, it's just like a little flicker of your fingers. But what happens
Wait,
in
did
that?
you just do the get ready just
Yeah,
then?
so it just takes, it's less than a second to do the get ready. But here's what happens in that second. With the index finger and thumb, the left thumb pushes one strand against the other. Pinch, and take it off the thumb and onto the index finger. Now you'll be looking at that X, okay? So here's what you push, pinch, off the thumb. Where your index finger is, that's going to be the entire inside. Over here, you're going to be pinching the left edge. See those pieces? Those have to close off, but still be held right there. So now we go like this. When I would do this, people would say, where did the broken rubber band go? And I used to think that's fine because they thought I had a broken rubber band.
Right.
But what was happening was they were seeing this. They were thinking I was shooting the broken one away.
Okay.
You know, so I thought, what if I slowed it down? So now, just imagine, so if I, and the reason you have to do it quick is because the looped ends are there.
Right.
And that's too big a piece.
Sure,
to
sure.
really hide. So I thought if you can pinch them close by doing this and this, now I can pinch close. See, now you can slow it down.
You can preserve that moment.
You can show it, you can delay it, and seem to just put it right back together. You let go of everything but this. You go boink, and then just open that out real quick. And you get this real nice punctuation.
You
at
just
the end.
blew my mind with the simplicity of that.
Push, pinch, off the thumb, close that off. Now originally, if you were to do this, you'd have that to hide. So sometimes you have to be quick so that you can slow down, right? If your doubled ends are over here, the left little finger can, and that's my waiting position. I just wait. Now if the right finger comes in, those are the looped ends, now you can pinch it close. See, if I curl these fingers out of the way, they get a full view of that. It's like a little exercise to get them all the way out. But now you're apparently going to put it right back together. Quickly open it up and do this. And when I bring it up to my mouth to do this, that is kind of resonating inside my mouth, so it actually amplifies it.
Right.
So that you get a...
Oh,
like
you can hear
like
the
you
difference.
really bite it, and then push it back together.
And that moment of restoration where you bring it back together and it's just sort of this instant flash where it goes from the pick, you see the circle, then you see a flash of motion, and then you're left with this completed circle.
You know, in a perfect world, it comes right back to this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's hot.
Like for me, it's
and
getting
it
all
sticks
twisted
together.
Yeah.
So if that happens, and you do this, and it's got that twisted kind of, real quick, you want to go in there and open that out.
But again, preserve
So
like
that they
this
don't
is
see
the
it.
moment that they're
right,
joined
so you
together.
still want to act like it hasn't happened until now.
That's
If
brilliant.
they kind of buy into that, it just happened. It's like there's no chance to retrace to anything, you know.
All right, I want to see these, both of these geniuses pull this off. Let me see you rock it, Abe.
All right.
There you go. Are you in school? What grade are you in?
8th.
8th grade? It's important not to let school get in the way.
You might want to quit so you can do
Might as well.
magic. You
Of
can
the
be a
rehearsals.
gypsy, maybe.
Ah, there you go. The sound was right and everything.
That's good on the setup.
Yep.
Yeah! Oh my God, that is so great. This is seriously one of the best impromptu magic tricks. You're going to do it all the time. Thank you so much, Michael. That
Anytime,
was freaking
any place. My
fantastic.
pleasure,
Thank
my
you, Abe.
friend.
Thank you, Faith. That was fantastic.
You guys are great.
What an amazing evening. Huge thanks both to Michael Ammar for making it all the way out here to San Francisco, and of course to Joe over at Misdirections. Make sure to check out more of Michael Ammar stuff at michaelammarmagic.com. Not only will you learn the mechanical moves to do that kind of wizardry, but the psychological principles that make your magic punch and have meaning that will stick with people forever. By the way, we want to hear about your success stories and failure stories, so hit us up at the forums at scamschool.tv, where you can see over 200 episodes of Scam School and growing. And don't forget, the Scam School book is out right now in your iTunes, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Nook stores. It's only $10. Go out there and grab it. It's got 75 tricks and counting, and it's filled with so much awesomeness your eyeballs will explode. Speaking of which, I gotta tell you guys something. We wanted the Scam School book to hit #1 on We only made it to number 3. Now, we hit number 1 in Canada, and that's great. But number 3 in America would be fine if I didn't find out that we lost to erotic BDSM vampire fan fiction. Did you even know about this 50 Shades of Grey thing? Look, I don't want to blow things up here, but we got to take them down a peg. We got to have the Scam School book hit number 1. That's why Scam School Book 2 is coming out June 19th. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, June 19th, we're all going to buy it, hopefully from the iTunes stores. Amazon's fine as well, but we're all going to buy it at the exact same time, and it helps sweeten the deal. For that day only, we're going to drop the price of Scam School Book 1 to only 99 cents. So if you haven't bought the book, take your time, get ready. You can jump in for a buck on June 19th. It's going to be freaking amazing. If you haven't gotten one of the books yet, not only is it filled with dozens of videos, hundreds of photos, hours of commentary, but the best part is you can put it on your smartphone, so whenever you're at the bar, you always have a few tricks up your sleeve. By the way, if you want to follow the show, we're at twitter.com/scamschool, or I'm at twitter.com/wood. And don't miss us next week, because we're going to learn how you can chop off dinosaur heads and put them on sticks so you can put bombs in them so they'll explode. That's a reference to Axe Cop. You should really, really Google Axe Cop.